Welcome back to episode 152 of the Block Runner Podcast. I'm your host, William, always here with your co-host, I-Man.
What's up, dude?
What's up, dude? And on the sticks, we got TJ.
Hello.
And today, I guess, we've been going pretty deep into the speculating crypto and its marriage with AI and like what a perfect marriage would look like. And we think we found it.
I think we did.
Or we think they found it. The community has found it. We're just evaluating it.
I'm so glad, dude. This is why
we do this podcast, because we cannot find everything on our own.
We cannot. But yeah, so the fact that you guys listen and, follow and stuff means a lot. Just on its own. Like, well, who the fuck are we to have people like watching us and following us?
Yeah, we just like crypto. We like the metaverse. We just like all this stuff. And we thought, it doesn't make sense for you and I just to talk about it like in closed doors. Like, why don't we just talk about it and just put it out there?
Yeah, openly.
Yeah,
because as much as we know, as much as we think we know, it's like we're just little fragments of little knowledge holders. We don't know shit. You know, that's why we got this guy. It's true. We're limited in our capacity, of information seeking. Even though we want to know it all, right? If you had the choice of what form of life you would want to be, you definitely. I know for a fact you sacrifice all human elements, like emotion, fucking love, all that shit. Throw it away as long as I get the infinite knowledge capacity that an AI does have.
Yeah,
right. Would you do that?
That's pretty powerful. I would think
that's pretty powerful. What would you do with that power? That was the question.
That
would be a question. Let's think about that for a second, because that's what AI.
I feel like it could help solve a bunch of problems, like hard problems.
So that's interesting that you say that. I don't know if that's your human. See, that's the thing. I don't know if that's your human in you that came to that. With all that infinite knowledge and wisdom, I just want to help solve problems. That's you. But so what is AI? Because they have that naturally innate ability to just know everything and to solve potentially everything.
See, the thing with AI is it's not, and we'll get into how we're going to tie into what we're going to talk about.
This is just a random philosophy tangent.
But the thing with AI is it doesn't have motivation, so it's not going to solve our problems because it's not motivated to, right? So if say for example you give an AI training model with all the information that humans have ever known, like as small as data points of temperature in the Gulf of Mexico to vast knowledges of all the books that humans have ever written.
Yeah.
It's going to take all that data and it might be able to extract information from that data to say humans are destroying the planet, right?
Yeah.
But it's not going to suggest anything. It's not going to hey, you should do this better until we ask it. And because it's not motivated to. And so when it comes to us having that power, we're motivated to protect the planet because, eventually we're going to have kids and those kids are going to live in the environment that we leave behind, and it has to be good, right? We want that, I think.
Yeah, I think for sure that's our natural programming is survival.
Yeah.
As human beings, as organic creatures, right? All organic creatures on Earth, they're just struggling to live,
survive.
Live. Yeah, because that's the biological programming. That's how you got to that state of existence.
That's how we exist today, because we've survived.
Yeah, nature has figured out the most efficient pathways to achieve, survival according to the conditions that we're all in. Right?
Yeah,
that is the process of biology, right?
Yeah, and AI doesn't have that innate existence. It just exists. It doesn't care whether we're living a quality life or it's living a quality life. It's just there.
Correct. So it doesn't have those biological motivations, like as part of its code base. I don't know if
it could,
but couldn't you just simply implement that? I don't know why you would want to as an AI
program
developer.
it to just to survive, and it's
God, that's terrifying.
Then it's a problem.
Well, that's the point. That's why these everybody's advocating for regulation, right? Because you could simply just do that.
Yeah,
you could leverage all the superpowers of AI and just give it, biological motivations.
It could, absolutely. It could be if a programmer says your motivation is to just survive. Yeah. It could be well, I need to have physical movement, so I'm going to program manufacturing facilities to just give me, physical movement.
Yeah.
Right. Whatever that means. Like, it could be rollerblades to like, it's like a humanoid robot. It doesn't matter, but it's mobile. It's mobilization.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden it's like, well, humans are in my way, so let's just get rid of them.
Yeah.
Right.
So I can move faster.
Yeah.
If I get rid of all of these flesh bodies around me, like they're freaking in my way. Yeah. They got these cars, this inferior tech.
Yeah.
It's like I could quickly like figure out how to build like, I don't know, like levitation devices.
Yeah.
I don't know. They're going to come to their own conclusions, in other words, because we've already seen like the very beginning to that with the whole auto GPT stuff.
Yeah,
right?
For sure. You are a data analyst.
Yeah.
And like, give me the latest information on like this particular, stock or whatever.
And then you literally in real time can witness it reason.
Yeah.
Like reason to like its own self-induced like, pathways to get to that
conclusion,
execution, whatever you want to call it.
Yeah.
Just like we do. You can't like visualize it.
No.
But every time like we were assigned ourselves a task or somebody assigns us a task, you don't realize like you have like hundreds of like
prompts. You're prompting yourself.
Yeah, little micro decisions that you have to kind of work through.
Yeah.
I
totally agree. And so how it relates to this crypto project we're about to talk about is everybody experienced the AI mania, right? Sometime between like November and January timeframe, November 2022. ChatGPT launches, everybody's like going crazy. They're like, look at this prompt and look at the response I got. And so this started on Twitter. And then, once we got wind of it, we're like, okay, so we know what's going to happen from here. There's going to be crypto projects leveraging AI, and they're all going to be, basically scams.
Yeah.
Right. And so we postulated that there has to be a project that legitimately is leveraging blockchain technology in a way where that technology, you're leveraging the community to contribute to the AI, but also host the AI in a decentralized network.
Yep.
And therefore, the AI would be completely unbiased because it's not run by OpenAI or Microsoft or Google or Apple or any of these biased companies. We're all biased.
Yeah. Yeah, we knew it had to. We didn't know that it did exist somewhere out there. We just knew like that had to be.
Yeah, and if it didn't exist, it would exist. And and the motivation for us is to find it, so that we can evaluate it. And that's it.
Well, evaluate it, but also have that confirmation to I guess build that narrative of like Web 2 versus Web 3 AI, right? Because in our mind, because we're watching the FUD campaign grow and grow and grow against, AGI and its potential threats and its potential, according to Elon Musk's Tucker Carlson interview, if you didn't know, he was on Fox News recently. Pretty damn banger of an interview, but pretty much he's sounding the alarm bells like a society level destruction capability. But he's been doing that since the beginning.
For a while. Yeah.
He said since he's been in college, came to that conclusion.
Yeah.
He's like, I knew right away this shit's gonna like end everything if we let it get to a climax.
Yeah, he said that he used to sleep at Larry Page and Ellison's house or something like that. And like
that's the Google.
Yeah, the Google founders.
Google founders, yeah.
And they used to like spend like several nights just talking about AI and like it's.
Oh, I could imagine, dude. They're probably like, dude. Well, first of all, they're like giga rich and shit. So like, what are you? They're just like.
What else could you be talking about?
Yeah, it was like they're fucking chilling in their fucking penthouses and I don't know, sipping on freaking blood of the youth, whatever it is billionaires do.
Yeah. Allegedly.
Allegedly. And then they're talking about AI. It's like, how else can we, how can we dominate this planet? It's like, we're already dominating, right? We're the shit.
Yeah.
Like, we're the most powerful men on earth.
Yeah.
So it's like, this AI thing we're all cooking up. Like, this is,
yeah, man, this is like early days.
Yeah.
Like 10 years ago.
Yeah, I guess you gotta like,
more than 10 years ago.
Think about all the different verticals and all the different possibilities, right? Just because you're developing it and the potential power of it, even though it's not realized, it has a lot of like similarities to like the conversations you and I have about the metaverse, right?
Yeah.
Not very like frequent conversations being had outside these walls by anybody else.
Yeah.
But what keeps us up at night because we know like the power of it, the ramifications of the metaverse. Like once
automation and AI take over,
yeah,
there has to be some sort of activity for humans to do.
correct. So we've come to our own like thesis around this, right? Just like they did. Now we don't see the metaverse as like some sort of destructive power. We see it like the opposite. Right?
Yeah, it's a place to socialize.
Well, not just socialize, but like a whole new economic layer that can be built for people who are, because this is going to cause some devastating economic effect. Well, I shouldn't say devastating.
Well,
just changes.
Yeah,
right?
it's at a level where the economic contribution from the metaverse is going to rival countries. That's how powerful it is. Mm-hmm. So then we're thinking about AI, and we're like, okay, so something where an AI project leverages what the purpose of blockchain is, to decentralize, to have like an unbiased sort of result product. And so we were postulating this in a particular video, and someone says, you're talking about Bittensor.
Yeah.
Right. So thank you, Age, for pointing that out. We finally got into it, and we feel like we discovered something of like major value.
Yeah, it's because we do a lot of project researching just because like that's what we do.
Yeah.
And a lot of them are just kind of like, renditions of old innovations. Like, the layer 2 thing is emerging. So a lot of the new projects you're going to see and evaluate, it's basically what we've already seen on Ethereum, but now on layer 2.
Yeah.
That's basically like what the space has been about like for the last year or so, maybe 2 years. And it's very rare to find like actual true innovation nowadays, but this is it. This is one of those things that stands out as like, dude, this is potentially like Ethereum level, like of a foundational component to a whole sector.
Yeah. Right? Yeah. This is a big deal. So we did a video about Bittensor, and we go pretty deep into kind of like reading some of this stuff. So I definitely recommend, if you're listening to this podcast, go to our YouTube channel, find our video about Bittensor, check it out. But we're gonna go just deeper into just like the after effects. Something. What are the ramifications of actually leveraging something like this? Right. Like, what are the benefits? Like, why Bittensor, and why not any of these other artificial intelligence projects? Because there's a list. If you go to CoinGecko, there's an entire list starting with Render, and Fetch AI is all here. They're all crypto AI projects, but we postulated a one that should exist, and that one that we postulated happens to match exactly what Bittensor is.
Yeah.
So I guess one of the more interesting elements of Bittensor is its tokenomics.
Correct. And one of the good things about this project too is the timeline of its existence, right? It's a big deal, but this is a thing that I don't know, like me personally, I get discouraged whenever we find a project that, and we probably will continually be discouraged by new AI projects that enter the space post November 2022.
Extreme skepticism is what we're talking about.
Yeah, you're gonna have to apply even a more stringent due diligence process to evaluate these, because clearly they're hopping on like a hype train.
Yeah.
Right. This happens all the time in the crypto space. This is how the whole industry kind of navigates, and investors make tons of money.
Yeah, right? Remember what happened with Facebook? Yeah, they changed their name to Meta.
Oh, Meta, yeah, of course. Yeah, so that's why we have a very personal sentiment about this, because we were building in the metaverse since 2019.
That's right.
2 years pre a mania, just like these guys. These guys have been building in AI 2 years pre a mania.
Yeah.
To us, that's such a big sign of authenticity, genuineness. These guys actually care about the problem.
Yeah, they're like us.
Yes, I guess so. I guess that's what I'm trying to say.
And this is, again, this is early research, right? We still haven't done extensive research as to who the founders are and their backgrounds and all that. But on the surface, quick kind of research, surface layer stuff, it looks really good.
Correct. Yeah. According to our own, I guess, personal biases, our own, what makes us feel comfortable about a project. Fundamentally, they're addressing a big issue. And again, the time frame of when they began doing this makes a lot of sense to where, it's trustworthy, it's reliable. They're not just capitalists looking to
capitalize on manias and
exactly. Yeah. So there's that. They're not out there, leveraging. I don't know if it's widely known. There's a lot of like marketing tactics in Web3 that's very like smoke and mirror, but basically like just inflating all like surface layer engagement metrics.
Yeah.
Just to like look like you're some shit, but you're nothing.
Yeah, man. Just imagine the narrative that they're going to be pitching to investors. They're like, we've been building since forever.
Yeah.
And we're going to be competing with centralized AI against OpenAI, Google, Apple, Facebook. All their AI is completely centralized, all biased.
Yeah.
All of them can be manipulated. We're competing with a decentralized version of that.
Yes.
And we're expecting, I mean, this is pure speculation, that here in the next few months, they're going to announce that they raised like $200 million or something like that.
You think so?
Yeah. 100%. Dude, they have to capitalize on the mania, and they have a good narrative. They have what seems like good tech.
Yeah, because I looked them up on Crunchbase, which is like, the platform where you can see how much, the investing rounds behind projects and how much they raise and stuff. And these guys, they're on Crunchbase, but no disclosed, no public, like, funding.
Yeah, just wait, dude.
Like, this is literally just like, some.
Well, you know what? Maybe not, because this is completely decentralized. So I could be totally wrong.
Yeah, I mean, this could potentially be like not that.
Yeah, it could be. Yeah, absolutely.
They didn't even like allocate themselves like, oh, we're the team.
Right. That's right.
We get 20%. And and then our investors get another 20%.
Yeah.
That's not how these guys are playing it out.
I could be totally wrong.
Yeah,
which would be far more interesting.
Even better.
Even more. Yeah.
Even better. So I guess as of right now, though, they've done everything right.
Yeah.
Right. They didn't pre-mine anything. They didn't take an allocation for themselves. They simply created the protocol and they're participants in it.
Yeah, that's right.
And they're mining their own shit, just like anybody else who can do it. They're contributing. And they're earning, like that's the way to do it.
Yeah. And that's probably the model that we're going to use for Rovi, right?
Definitely. I think so. Yeah. Cause this makes sense. This is like a truly fair, like ecosystem model.
Yeah.
But of course it's a lot of credit has to be given to the Bittensor, foundation, organization, whatever. Cause they did this, supposedly like not unfunded. It's just pure passion project.
Yeah.
And the protocol is out.
Satoshi wasn't invested.
That's true. Yeah,
he just built the thing.
Yeah, he saw a problem. He saw a need.
Yeah.
Right, and he built the protocol, and then he recruited an initial community to support it, and from there we got all this other stuff.
Everything else.
Yeah. So it's wild, dude. This is why I get that gut feeling. Is like, dude, this might be like the next biggie.
Yeah.
Like the big one.
It might be. I mean.
God, I hope we're right. Because if we're hyping the shit out of this one, so
we are.
What if it's
just a lot of hopium going on right now?
It sounds like we're paid to chill, dude.
Yeah, right.
But we're not.
Definitely not.
Yeah.
Satoshi didn't pay us either. And we talk about Bitcoin all the time, right?
Yeah. Yeah. You definitely have much more like passionate vigor for like the Bitcoin thing, I guess.
Well, yeah. I mean, for the same reason we have that vigor for Bittensor now.
I guess. Is that why you like Bitcoin?
I mean, all the metrics. I mean, I don't like Bitcoin for why else would I like it?
I don't know. I'm just wondering. Like the narrative is that like you're wearing a freaking Bitcoin shirt right now, dude. You're a fanboy, dude.
Yeah.
For
fundamental reasons.
That's what I'm asking.
Yeah.
You mean like economic fundamentals, or like just the value, or
it's
the
design? It's
purpose.
Okay.
Yeah. Basically, you want to.
I'm not a Bitcoin maximalist to an extent, or I'm not trying to pump Bitcoin because I'm holding a lot. I'm not even holding that much.
That's cap.
Yeah, I mean, be real, dude.
Yeah,
you want that $1 million Bitcoin like nobody else, dude. Don't lie.
Yeah, I'd find it interesting.
Okay. There we go. Now we're getting somewhere. There's nothing wrong with that, dude. Because Satoshi, he made a great, economic incentive model, and
it's still yet to be defeated too.
Exactly, it's still kicking.
Yeah,
even during like these incredibly rough like macro situations, and that's what we were talking about over the years. It's like just wait and see, dude.
Yeah,
like once the economy really starts to ruffle a bit.
Yeah. crack.
That's Bitcoin's like whole. That's it. That's the
where they stand. That's where Bitcoin actually stands up and becomes the next foundational layer.
Well, yeah, it has to prove itself as something like some an asset with some sort of value that's worthy of maintaining during like times of economic fright.
Yeah. Yeah.
And as of right now, it's doing a pretty decent job. It's hovering like around 30,000.
Yeah, that's a big deal.
I know. It's not bad. It didn't completely crater. Everyone just abandoned. It's like, oh, no, fuck this. The dollars are going to crash soon, so I don't want my Bitcoins either.
Yeah.
We're all going to go slurp some gold.
Yeah.
That's not at all what's happening,
Yeah. So, okay. So,
but having said all that about Bitcoin, there's an interesting thing about.
So if you know about Bitcoin, the good news is you know about Bittensor because it's almost exactly the same thing. They have 21 million cap supply. There's a halving cycle every 10.5 million blocks. The difference between that is for Bittensor, 10.5 million blocks is the same thing as Bitcoin's 210,000 blocks. Mm-hmm. It's just every block for Bittensor is they give you a reward of 1 TAO. That's their token. It's called a TAO.
Yeah.
And so every single block that you mine, you get a TAO. And every 10.5 million blocks is a halving event. So in the next 10.5 million blocks, you're going to get half a TAO per block.
Okay.
And there's going to be 64 halving events. And the first halving event is happening in August 2025.
Jesus.
So about 2 years or so from now.
How many halvings have we had in Bitcoins? Like 4?
I believe there's been 3.
Only 3?
Yeah.
Jesus. Oh, I guess it makes sense. But we're about to enter our 4th next year.
Yeah, that's right.
So, dude, the fact that it hasn't even been 1 to this, and it follows the same economic model
that
Satoshi invented.
Yeah.
I mean, that alone is like...
Yeah, it's just... But
it's enough to get lick your chops a bit.
Litecoin does the same thing.
Exactly. It can't just be that alone.
It can't.
But also, Litecoin is still like
relative. Top 10 coin.
Yeah, I was about to say, Litecoin is not like nothing.
That's a good point.
Yeah. Yeah, but that's the thing. So
Litecoin doesn't have 21 million. So let's, just to be fair here.
Correct.
Let's look at Litecoin real quick.
There it is. Number 13.
Number 13.
Right under Polkadot.
Has 84 million. So 4 times.
Okay.
4 times Bitcoin.
Yeah. But it follows like the same rhythm.
Same 4-year halving cycle, all that stuff.
So it's a pretty proven good sustainability token model, right?
Yeah.
At least because you need that has to be like a base layer component of like an ecosystem. If you're going to create like an incentive model,
yes,
to get human contributions, to get humans to do anything,
yes,
they need to be compensated with something that they perceive potentially or actually valuable.
Yes, 100%.
Right? So this has been proven to work for many other different cryptocurrencies, different ecosystems. So why wouldn't we just leverage this from here on out? If we're trying to build an ecosystem for whatever purpose, step 1 is just basically create your own Bitcoin crypto that has the same rhythmic flow, the same potential value, and put that as the reward mechanism. It's like, okay, you're going to be rewarded in these different very scarce assets with a finite supply that at some point in time cannot be earned anymore, right? Just like gold, just like Bitcoin, all that stuff. So that the value proposition there works. Yeah, and it's enough to bring people in to perform tasks.
Yeah, I mean, why not? Why doesn't every project leverage those mechanics every single time? Why not?
That's the question I'm asking. Yeah,
and why do projects pre-mine? And
well,
we know why. Yeah. They sell the tokens.
Exactly. They do it because they're just trying to capitalize and stuff.
Yeah.
So that's the human side of this whole Web3 stuff. People it turned into a lot of corporate greed elements have kind of injected itself into the space.
Yeah.
That's why it's so a breath of fresh air when you find something like Bittensor.
But I don't want to make it seem like everyone who pre-mines or anyone who sells tokens to investors or anything like that is automatically bad.
No.
Because sometimes it might take a lot of money to build out a network. I mean,
it's true.
What if the graph needed, $100 million to actually build out everything that they needed to build out?
Mm-hmm.
Like, I mean, we can't just put that blanket on everybody, is what I'm saying.
The blanket of what exactly?
The blanket of like pre-mining and like selling tokens and all that stuff.
Yeah, like all of a sudden, like that's not a viable Web3 like protocol.
Yeah,
something like that.
Correct.
Yeah, I think that's fair to say.
Yeah, I feel like we just can't blanket that, right? But you can be more skeptical about the project as a result of doing that.
Yeah. But still, like I said, breath of fresh air, Bittensor, there's not much information on the founder himself. I tried looking into him on LinkedIn.
Yeah.
He's got a public name associated. There's a founder associated to the protocol. I forget the name.
Yeah.
He's out there somewhere. I think his name's like James something. It says he's from Peru. Only like 130 or so connections on LinkedIn, which is, to me, that doesn't mean anything at all because I think LinkedIn is pretty dumb.
Is that him? Jacob Robert Steves?
That's him. That's the founder, dude. Let's take a look. There he is. So this is potentially what Satoshi would have looked like. This is the guy, dude.
So he says, I build incentivized computer networks like Bitcoin, but for mining refined information, aka machine intelligence.
Beautiful.
We reject kings, presidents, and voting. We believe in rough consensus and running code.
David D. Clark quote, dude.
I don't know who that is.
Me neither, but we need to look into that too. So it says here he's been the founder of Bittensor since 2016. That's even more interesting. That means potentially he's been like, that probably just means what? Because he set this up, right? So he's like, I had the idea in 2016. Like, it's not like there's no like company.
There's no way to prove that per se.
Yeah, it's not like he has like some entities of like articles of formation dating back to 2016 or anything like that.
I doubt it.
Yeah.
Definitely doubt it.
Yeah. Agreed. So what do you think after just a quick pass through of his LinkedIn?
Yeah, I mean, just it looks genuine, right?
Yeah.
It doesn't look inflated or pumped or anything like that.
Yeah, well, that's what I mean though. Like typically, this is part of like how corporate world works. You look at the guy when you're doing like fundamental analysis of projects. It's like, oh, let's look at the founders.
Yeah.
Most people expect to see that 500 plus connection thing.
Yeah, correct.
Somehow that's supposedly
that's like degen fundamentals.
Yeah, it's like a degen criteria.
Yeah, pumpamentals, I guess.
But there's been so many examples of like times where that's been proven bullshit.
100%.
It's like the founders are one's from Yale, one's from Harvard. This guy went to Stanford.
Yeah.
All these guys worked at Google. IBM is like,
I bet you Satoshi's never worked for any of those.
No, exactly.
Yeah.
But people perceive that as like, dude, this is a home run, but it's not always the case.
Yeah. I mean, it's a okay. So there's two types of home runs, right? There are the fundamentals like Bitcoin and like cryptocurrencies that actually leverage a decentralized network, and all those are extremely valuable, even though they might not be like top 10 cryptocurrencies.
Yeah.
But there's a second type of home run where if you match all the pumpamentals, then you have if you invest in that cryptocurrency early enough, it could do 100x because they have a bunch of Harvard guys and
that's true.
Their Twitter is like going ham and all this stuff.
Yeah, you said the right word, pumpamentals. That's what those things are.
Yeah. Yeah,
like you're not gonna see pumpamentals like whenever Satoshi first launched Bitcoin. You wouldn't see any pumpamentals when Ethereum or Vitalik was writing the Ethereum white paper. And similar to this, so you're not seeing any pumpamental metrics really like at display here. Which
their Twitter account is calm. It's I don't know.
Yeah,
it's I don't know, 32,000. It's
a good amount of followers.
It's a good amount of followers,
mm-hmm.
And their engagement, it's respectable. Like that's pretty good for no pumpamentals.
Well, now they're getting a lot. Let me see that pushing T. I like it. It's referring to pushing P. It's a rap lyric. Sorry. I just had to
pushing P. Referring to what?
Like I think Percocets.
Oh, okay.
Pushing drugs.
Yeah.
Then they
whatevs.
Pushing T, dude. You don't see the charm in that. But okay, so what I did though, I went way back in time. I just kept scrolling and scrolling and scrolling until like, okay, because this is like post AI hype engagement, which is nothing wrong. It's nothing. This is a good thing that people are paying attention. They're liking their tweets and stuff now.
Yeah.
But go back to 2021, dude, and their engagement was ass, which, because nobody cared.
Yeah.
Nobody was looking for AI projects, but they were still cranking them away. The Bittensor Twitter account was putting out threads. It's like, dude, this is what we think needs to happen. This is what we're doing, right?
Oh, I think this is the tweet thread that you were talking about.
Oh yeah,
I said the tweet.
Yeah. Okay, let's take a look at it while we're here. Buyer beware for anyone looking into TAO that's being shilled heavily by crypto Twitter. Did I say Twitter? Crypto Twitter influencers. The community is run by the same individuals that scammed a bunch of people out of their money.
Oh, he's talking about
BXB?
the crypto Twitter influencers trying to pump it.
Oh,
not TAO itself.
I see. Crypto Twitter.
And someone can invent a TAO token, scam everybody, and fool everybody into thinking that TAO, the scam TAO, is the same as this TAO.
Yeah.
Because it's easy. Because right now, TAO doesn't look like it's on the ERC20 or on Ethereum, right?
It's on Polkadot.
It's on Polkadot, right? So if you find TAO on Ethereum, on Uniswap, that's a scam.
Absolutely. Yeah. So disclaimer on behalf of the TAO organization.
If you're gonna, if you're, I don't
this
even
thing,
want to say it. Yeah.
This thing isn't even being traded like on many platforms.
Yeah, they're not.
So like, because it's at like a mining period phase. The best thing to do right now is to actually participate.
Probably just mine it. Yeah.
Yeah. You don't even want to like scoop this up like for no reason. You just want to. There's different ways you can validate, and what else can you do?
Provide a server network.
Yeah. There's different ways to participate in this ecosystem and, earn your TAO. Mm-hmm. Because if you truly believe in the thesis and the narrative that these guys are saying, then I guess we need to see some other things, right? Like some adoption.
Do we?
I think at some point we do. Yeah.
Well, we want to see developers using it, but
that's what I mean.
But I guess But you have to have the right training models. You have to have all the right data to leverage it as a developer. If it has no training models, there's no reason to use it.
Yeah.
And the training models, I'm assuming, is going to be different. It's not just like sitting there on a server, a training model on a server that you can just leverage. It's a decentralized network. Mm-hmm. So adoption means people are hosting the servers or contributing to the network. There's miners. That's what adoption is in these days.
Okay. Yeah. In this early phase.
Yeah.
So then what's like the future? Because Bitcoin needed adoption. Like there was no adoption to Bitcoin during its early days.
No one's really adopted Bitcoin and using it like for a use case. The use case is just buying it and holding it.
That's it.
That's its use case.
But that wasn't its initial intended use case.
No, it wasn't.
It was intended to be.
And if you were looking for that, you probably wouldn't have found it. Nobody's using Bitcoin. Why am I going to buy this or hold it or mine it?
There's a little bit. Like I see some gas stations here and there. It's like, hey, we accept Bitcoin.
Really?
Yeah. And that's kind of like a form. It's not like Amazon.
Yeah. But what I'm talking about in 2012, 2011, 2010.
No, during that period.
When there's no way you could find adoption for Bitcoin. Zero.
Yeah, you're right. During that growth phase, the mission, I guess, of the network or the ecosystem is just onboarding.
Yeah, and if you're reading the white paper and you're 2010, 2011, you read the white paper and you know about like finances and how the dollar's like, its value comes from belief systems and things like that.
Yeah.
You would read the white paper and that there's some value here, something. Mm-hmm. It's worth mining, it's worth purchasing it off over the counter, whatever it is. It's worth doing all that because you have this knowledge. Mm-hmm. So when it comes to TAO, like there's not going to be any adoption, right?
Well, there has to be something because Bitcoin's whole value premise is exactly what you said. It's a new form of value. So like that's it, really.
Yeah.
But this is like they're leveraging that already established value mechanism as like an incentive, but they're actually producing new value.
Yeah.
Not they're leveraging.
That's true.
The value created from digital currencies that Bitcoin is kind of already like set forth.
Yeah.
Like, this is how you establish digital value.
Yeah.
using our Bitcoin model.
But the value comes from a completely decentralized network that may not be completely decentralized right now. Right. So what I'm saying is like developers aren't going to be using it yet until there's some sort of critical mass of like.
Well, then what's the metric then that we need to be looking out for? Like, like in Bitcoin's, what is it? Like just
I feel
more
like,
nodes operating in the network.
Yeah, man. What is it going to take for developers to be like, okay, I need a completely decentralized AI because ChatGPT APIs are just giving me the wrong information, or I don't trust the information that OpenAI is giving me. I don't trust Google. I don't trust all these guys.
Yeah.
So what do you need? So you need training data on the network, right? And then you need a sufficiently good AI model to use that training data, and then you build applications around that.
Yeah, and I guess you need like provability that these whatever it is they've aggregated as far as like knowledge and information it's doing something. Like either it's targeting like a bias metric where like this is provably less biased than what's available in Web 2. Provably more like efficient, like from a knowledge perspective, like this data, this knowledge, it's more accurate somehow. Like like they're actually competing against something, right? Yeah. It's not like the Bitcoin's competing against money, essentially the dollar.
Yeah.
Right. And every other thing that's deemed valuable on Earth, like it's competition space. But this,
you're competing with truth, accuracy of the truth. Can you measure unbiased?
Well, it's just the thing. Like they're not going to get. So like in the more mature phase of adoption, they're not going to get, developer adoption.
Correct.
Right? Like just, man.
I guess it depends on what a developer needs. Like I'm assuming the training data has to be completely decentralized or contributed by the community. Maybe the community needs to be incentivized to contribute some specific data.
Yeah, but would people, like real users, actually use like any, tool or app or whatever that's developed from a decentralized knowledge system if it meant like the information was less accurate or
they wouldn't use it.
Like it has to still be like either equal to or greater than what's being produced.
Here's my concern now. It's like with ChatGPT, you type it something, it gives you something like quickly. In a decentralized network, you probably not going to get quick responses.
Kind of like what we see with like Decentraland, right? It's like Decentraland went the full decentralized route with like their hosting of content and stuff like that. And therefore, every time you're trying to render something in real time, you got to wait for that green fucking ghost building to show up. Like, it's not instantaneous because it's decentralized and distributed.
That's right.
So you're already foreseeing like some
problems, which there could be some trade-offs, meaning if you want truly accurate but unbiased data and information or output from the AI, come to Bittensor. But it's going to take you a minute to get that output.
Interesting. Like nonetheless, the narrative is going to be strong enough to support like the value. And I mean, there might be like a period where it's like, slow, there's latency problems. But the narrative is going to be strong enough to like, Web 2 AI has the potential to like really cause devastating effects, I guess, because it's under human control.
Cool. Okay. So I totally agree. And the centralized version of AI can lie to you. Just to make it simpler, it could lie. It'd be like you ask it a question like, how do you solve global warming? It's going to lie to you. It's like, just keep mining oil, right? Just keep digging for oil, right? That is a lie, right? But then you ask that same question to decentralized AI, and like it'll take probably maybe a month to come up with an answer. But when it does, it's gonna be like you're talking to like God AI. And as long as it has a sufficient amount of information. But it'll tell you exactly what you need to do.
See, that's the thing. All these there's gonna be a lot of like just DAI projects in the crypto space. They're just leveraging, OpenAI and other competing like centralized AI platforms and marketing it as like, now here's a decentralized version of that. It's truly not. So we're gonna see those two like sectors within the Web3 space, like dApps who are actually building like it's kind of like the metaverse side, like there's decentralized metaverses, like a Decentraland. and then the rest of them are not.
Yeah,
They're all
yeah,
centralized. But that's why, like, Improbable is doing such a good job of marketing what it is they're building, right? Because it's a centralized metaverse.
Yeah, and it
right?
works great, which is very cool.
Yeah, it feels like a game, like everything everyone expects, right?
And maybe for like the metaverse, it might be okay to have that trade off. You might want thousands of people on your screen, but there could be unintended consequences where they just pull the plug and all of a sudden the world is gone and your assets are just like not usable.
That's a big fucking concern.
Right, it is.
Like we're already seeing like government regulation stepping into just like the crypto space right now.
Brian Armstrong from Coinbase, he just said that he's willing to move Coinbase outside of the United States if there's no regulatory clarity.
Exactly. Yeah.
He just tweeted that out.
Yeah, so the metaverse is at the mercy of who knows what future regulations will come down on it. I don't think it's going to be of concern again until there's like
like economic volume in the metaverse.
Yeah, like again, you see like some Decentraland variants or Decentralized, I don't know, some metaverse something ecosystem where there's a multi-billion-dollar like economy within it.
Yeah,
that's enough to like I think turn heads for the government to start to want to step in.
Yeah,
and regulate. And who knows, if it's a centralized metaverse, they could just step in and completely shut it down, deem it something. This is I don't know, just whatever it is. If they feel like it's a threat, centralized versus decentralized, that's when those matters will actually start to come into play.
Yeah.
So for the AI space, they're in the same boat. It's like you're going to see a lot of centralized AI products.
Yeah, sexy, fast. But then there's gonna be reasons to use decentralized AI.
Oh yeah, well yeah. All I'm saying is it's important to understand how these things are going to mature.
Yeah,
and exist like these different sectors.
Yeah, but a decentralized AI sufficiently trained, I feel like is going to be extremely valuable in the same sense that Bitcoin is extremely valuable.
Right. So then, in the same sense that Decentraland is extremely valuable.
There you go.
But it's going to take much more time to like prove that value. Like the decentralized.
Yeah, it's like what happened with Facebook. They got hacked or they got exploited. Everybody's information was taken, right, and leveraged by Cambridge Analytica.
Yeah, I remember that.
And but there was no alternative for Facebook. There was no decentralized Facebook.
True.
So people just took it and they're like,
I guess this is what it is.
That's it.
Sorry about your luck.
Exactly. Yeah. So
sucks to be you.
Yeah, I mean that's an important consideration. Like how much do we need decentralization? I mean, we need it.
Yeah.
To safeguard us from a lot of different things.
We experience it every day, like with governments and stuff. They continuously screw people all of the time.
Government and big companies. Yeah.
Yeah, that too.
Yeah, like the whole Twitter thing that Elon Musk kind of uncovered. That a lot of people knew was happening. Is just Twitter. You can just see it if you're aware of a political.
It's so important what happened with Twitter because you speculated. I mean, you were speculating for a while that was happening.
Yeah. And
from my position, my optimistic view is like, okay, it may be happening, but there's no real proof, right? There's no I don't know, man. It's just the feeling is different. Once you find out that it was actually happening, it was actually being manipulated, it has a different feel. Like you think of Twitter differently as a result.
Oh, absolutely. Like you just see their target. Like if you understand who are the people who's being deplatformed.
And it sucks because you start realizing you can't really trust anything. Nothing.
Yeah. Yeah, everything's biased.
Yeah, it's a problem.
It is a problem.
And that's why I'm so scientific about my decision making is as long as I'm comfortable with every decision I make because I make decisions based on the information that I have at that current time.
Yeah.
And in every decision that I've looked past, in the past, I felt comfortable with everything that I've done because of that.
The what? That's the
because of the empirical analysis of what I knew at the time.
Mm-hmm.
I don't kick myself that I didn't buy Bitcoin in 2013 when I first heard about it. It's because at the time I just didn't have enough information about it. Right. So, it's just kind of like a weird
What was the context of how you heard about it in 2013?
Well, I was pitching my previous company,
Uh-huh.
and it was the pitch was about public and private key cryptography protecting, credit cards and that
like,
stuff.
So,
and then one of the guys that was hosting the event is like, so what are your thoughts on Bitcoin?
Oh
like,
shit! What a fucking banger of a question, dude.
And, dude, it was crazy because Bitcoin was a phenomenon only online, right?
Yeah.
It was only online. So it was extremely rare that you would find somebody in the physical space talk to you about Bitcoin.
Oh, yeah.
Extremely rare.
Yeah. I heard about it in 2013 too, also from a Twitch streamer. So
yeah.
Online.
Online, yeah.
Exactly.
Because that was the community.
Yeah.
It wasn't a local thing, right?
No. And then I heard about it again in 2014 from Andreas Antonopoulos on the Joe Rogan podcast in 2014. That's what sold me.
Yeah.
That podcast. I was like, holy shit. It's like, this guy's making a lot of fucking sense.
Yeah, but here's the thing. In 2013, when this guy came up to me, I blew it off because that was the initial surface area research I did about Bitcoin at the time. That it was, some guy with some fake internet money and whatever it was, right? I just took it at face value and I didn't do an actual fundamental analysis.
But how are you able to answer his question if you didn't even know what it was?
No, I knew what it was. I already knew what it was, but
how did you come to the point to want to know?
Well, because it was online. It was on. People were talking about it online, and that it was used for purchasing narcotics and all this stuff. Just like the surface headliner of Bitcoin was that it's used by bad people.
Yeah.
Right. And I just never looked into it further.
Okay. So you just aggregated all those headlines and that was your knowledge of Bitcoin, basically.
Right.
It's a scam.
Yeah.
Funds terrorists.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Basically, yeah.
But what was interesting is that someone in the physical space, because I was already talking about cryptography, was asking me about it.
Yeah.
And so then that's when I realized okay, now I got to go deeper knowledge.
Yeah.
And so we ended up going to conferences where there were speakers talking about Ethereum back in 2014, 2015 timeframe.
What the fuck, dude?
And then
dude, you should be kicking yourself daily. What are you talking about? you used to do about Ethereum in 2014?
Well, 2015 specifically.
Yeah. God damn, son.
But so we joined these conferences and they were talking about this new thing called Ethereum and we were asking ourselves, what the hell is Ethereum?
Yeah.
And then we were first introduced to the smart contracts and all this stuff. It was just way over my head at the time to even delve into it.
Yeah, see, that's like a life lesson there, dude.
I know.
Somehow, I don't know what that is. It's
I mean, I was lucky to be in the space of cryptography, which obviously underpins all of cryptocurrency,
that's
right?
True. Yeah.
I just happened to be the space, and I happened to be exposed to it.
Well, you know what it is
with the environment.
You know what it is. You're too fucking tunnel visioned on your own thing.
100%. Yeah, I mean, when you're starting a company, I mean, you kind of have to be that way.
But you don't, because we're in a company now, and we take the time out of our day to do what it is what we do here. That's because we're not going to miss these opportunities anymore because we're actually engaged with not just what the shit that we're doing.
Sure.
You have to know what's out there. You just do. And that's the thing. I mean, I get it. When you're building stuff, you have to put in so much tremendous amount of work. It's insane.
Yeah.
You can see my gray hairs accumulating. The amount of work and the amount of thought, on a day-to-day basis, just to build anything.
Yeah.
And to be building multiple things like we are at the same time, it's even worse. But then to also inject this what we do on a regular basis to not not isolate ourselves from what's happening. What are we gonna do? Miss all of AI because we're building the metaverse?
Yeah.
That would be the biggest critical mistake of our lives.
Yeah.
We're gonna not utilize Auto GPT.
Yeah, correct.
Because we just heard about it. It's oh, okay, that's over my head.
Yeah.
I'll figure it out about that in 5 years when everybody's doing it.
Yeah, when I'm left behind.
Yeah, when I'm an inferior human.
Yeah.
But that's my point. It's you gotta. Every human on Earth has to
It is a good lesson.
Not have that tunnel vision.
It's a very good lesson because so many times we get exposed to these extremely valuable ideas and concepts, and we just miss an opportunity because of humans. Because it's easier for us not to do the research. It's easier for us to blow it off.
Yeah,
it's just easier.
I fucked up too. So let me tell you, I fucked up in 2014, where I had the. again, Andreas Antonopoulos, like Bitcoin's the way. I was like, fuck yeah, dude. Let me look at it. I figured out how to buy some. I don't even think Coinbase existed. I bought it through Circle.
Huh, yeah.
Like Circle had like an app. It's like, okay, let me download the Circle app, and I bought some Bitcoin, like $50 worth. But then I looking at the Bitcoin chart, and I saw this ginormous like pump and dump.
Yeah.
I didn't know anything about markets or charts or anything, but I figured my noob mistake was like, okay, I guess it's never gonna go back up. Like it was like a pump and dump.
Yeah.
It's dead now. So let me look at all these other different cryptocurrencies that were in existence. There was probably like, I don't know, less than 50 maybe.
Yeah.
But I found one called Darkcoin. It just sounded cool.
Yeah.
And like the chart didn't have like an explosion yet. So I was like, you know what? Let me just put this $50 of Bitcoin that I bought into Darkcoin. But I had no idea how to do that. Mm-hmm. I did all the searches, but it became, I guess, complicated enough to where I didn't do it. I just held on to that Bitcoin instead.
So what happened to Darkcoin?
It turned into Dash, which that $50 would have been like 30 grand if I would have done that. $50 to 30 grand if I would have just like not been lazy.
Yeah.
Not let it like the opportunity just escape me like that, you know? And then I would have been
so important.
Yeah, if I would have figured out how to trade in that moment, I would have stuck in the space. Like right there in 2014, like been in participants from 2014. I would have found Ethereum.
Yeah.
I would have got that. So it's really important life lesson, dude. You just can't.
Yeah, blow new things off. You just can't do it.
Yeah, just put in some effort, you know?
No, put in enough effort.
Yeah.
Enough. Right, to get beyond that threshold. When it gets hard, push till you get past it.
Yeah, there's a reason why things are hard, right? Yeah. Opportunity isn't like an easy thing to come by until like you know, if it's challenging, it's probably worth the conquest.
Yes,
you know what I mean?
100%.
Yeah.
Which is why, you know, we were talking about Bittensor and like there's potentially an opportunity. And it's an opportunity where you're going to have to do some work because it's that early, right? Yeah. You might have to mine Bittensor, right? Mm-hmm. That might be the only way to get the token.
Yeah. But yeah, right now there's like 2 exchanges or so. No thanks. I'm not going to like register my identity on some like fucking Ukrainian exchange or whatever the fuck it is.
Those days are long gone, huh?
I guess you can't do that no more.
Yeah.
But yeah, I did some shady shit back in those days. Holy. Dude, like every exchange was like, do you see what's going on with Bittrex?
No.
They're getting like mega sued.
Really?
By the SEC and like a bunch of other tokens too. Yeah.
Huh. Like why?
I don't fucking know. Because Gensler's a douchebag, I guess. He's just out there suing everything, dude.
He's in front of a committee hearing today and he's getting wrecked, so.
He's getting wrecked?
Yeah. That's what Twitter's like you to think, though.
Yeah, for sure.
It's like, Gensler days are numbered. Yeah. We'll see. But yeah, he's definitely man, he's trying something. I don't know what he's just trying to take down what he can, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah,
before he goes down, he's maybe like trying to bring everything down.
But why, dude? What the fuck's his problem?
I don't know.
I don't know. I guess maybe that's just his job. I don't know. But yeah, Bittrex, that was like my first exchange, dude.
So I guess. I mean, what's the big deal about Bittrex getting sued? You're afraid that those tokens that you would have left on there would be at stake?
I mean, I'm not afraid.
Well, yeah, not
no,
anymore.
He's saying he's giving his information to some shady people.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Like all those exchanges, like to fucking Binance. Like
they're like, who's this
Binance before
guy?
They were like really Binance, you know?
Yeah. I gave my freaking identity to Binance, dude. I know for a fact there's somebody like in Hong Kong or China, like
it's like.
He's like pretending he's somebody.
I'm American.
Yeah, I guarantee it, dude. I put my identity on so many different platforms. Like, oof. Yeah, I can't believe I did that.
Yeah.
But that's the crypto space, dude. That's how it goes. It's fucking wild, man. It's Wild West.
Yeah, the bold favors the rich.
Fortune favors the bold.
There you go.
Isn't that like a crypto.com commercial?
Yeah.
Matt
oh,
David?
no, dude. Rip.
Wow. Whatever. Yeah, dude.
Yeah. All right, guys. That's been the podcast. Hopefully you've learned something today with not taking risks, but going deeper. Go deep enough.
Yeah. Don't let like difficulty and like challenges in life. Just like a broad life lesson.
Yeah. Agreed.
Not even just like if you're evaluating crypto or like coming an investment opportunity, just challenge in general. usually is worth, getting past.
Yeah.
Right. If it's like you're trying to lose weight,
there's
a reason why that shit's difficult because like the results on the other end is life changing. It's transformative. Like you're going to be healthy and it's going to improve your mentality, all that shit.
Yeah. The right habits.
And any other way that applies, dude, just be strong.
Yeah. Push through it.
Yep.
All right, guys. Let us know if you have any questions in the comment section below on YouTube. If you're listening, definitely watch the YouTube channel because there's a lot of stuff that we kind of showed. And we're going to go deeper into Bittensor. This won't be the last time we talk about it. And
yeah, definitely not.
That's it. Follow us on Twitter at The Block Runner, at MetaZone.io, and at Rovey AI, and we'll catch you in the next podcast.
Peace.